Would you help the family who kicked you out at 18? Hey, I've been sitting on this story for a while, but now that the dust has settled, I can finally share it. This is a tale of family, tough choices, and the power of forgiveness. When I turned 18, my parents told me it was time to move out. They said I needed to learn independence, and that they couldn't support me anymore. It wasn't a discussion, it was an ultimatum. I was hurt and confused. I didn't have a job, and I wasn't ready to live on my own. But I didn't have a choice. I packed my things, stayed with a friend for a while, and started figuring things out. It wasn't easy. I worked odd jobs, went to community college, and slowly built a life for myself. Over time, I stopped relying on my family and created my own support system. Fast forward to last month. I got a call from my older sibling, who I hadn't spoken to in years. Hey, they said, their voice shaky. I know this is out of the blue, but we need your help. Turns out, my dad had been diagnosed with a rare illness, and the only treatment was experimental and expensive. My parents had drained their savings trying to pay for it, and now they were out of options. You're the only one who can help, my sibling said. Please. I didn't know what to do. On one hand, this was the family that had kicked me out when I was barely an adult, leaving me to figure things out on my own. On the other hand, this was my dad. Despite everything, he was still my dad. After a lot of thinking, I decided to help, but on my own terms. I agreed to pay for the treatment, but only if my family agreed to sit down and talk. I wanted to understand why they'd made the choices they had, and I wanted them to understand how much their decision had hurt me. They agreed, though reluctantly. The conversations have been tough. There's a lot of pain and frustration on both sides. But there's also progress. My dad has started to open up about why they thought kicking me out was the right thing to do. It doesn't excuse what happened, but it helps me understand their perspective. As for me, I'm still not sure if I can fully forgive them. But I'm willing to try. My parents kicked me out at 18, saying I needed to learn independence. Years later, they needed my help to pay for my dad's medical treatment. I agreed, but only if they sat down and had an honest conversation with me about what happened. Edit. Wow. This blew up. To answer some common questions. No, I'm not paying for the treatment out of guilt. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. Yes, the conversations are helping. It's not easy, but it's worth it. No, I'm not sure if I'll ever fully forgive them, but I'm willing to try. What do you think? Should I have helped them, or was I wrong to give them a second chance?